Hi guys, Dean here. It's been a while since I did a video, so I thought I'd best get off my ass and do a couple, hopefully back to back. Just finding it really difficult at the moment, trying to find time, decent conditions, that sort of thing anyway, to actually get a video done. So anyway, let's chit chat, let's get straight down to it. So this video is going to be a few of my recent purchases, old and new. So let's start straight off with the old one really. Funeral for a Friend, Hours. The first album by them, Casually Dressed and Deep in Conversation, I thought was an absolute killer. I remember seeing those guys, I think the first time I saw them when they supported Iron Maiden way back in the day, just before they became sort of, say, mildly popular. For some reason, Funeral for a Friend never really hit the big time. And again, the last time I saw them, actually, they were playing a local music festival, Bingley Music Festival, which, okay, to be fair, you do get a few decent sized bands there, but it normally tends to be the bands that aren't at the pinnacle of the career, not to put the festival down or anything, but I mean, Ash were there as well, which is another one of my favourite bands last year. But you tend to get like people like Pet Shop Boys. They've had the heyday. They're still up there. They're still touring, but you know, you're never going to get the likes of Metallica playing. Basically, is what I'm saying. But anyway, getting back to the album. So this one, this was their second album. So it's the follow-up to Casually Dressed. And because again it came out in that sort of era, yeah, I mean 2005. This was sort of well past the, you know, the announced death of vinyl, so it's quite a rare one. People selling it on eBay for, well, asking people to buy it for about £200, crazy like that. I didn't pay anywhere near that, thankfully. Also managed to get it when eBay were doing their discount. So I managed to pick it up quite cheaply with a 10% discount on top of it as well. So, but yeah, basically, as you can see, yattering away. You've got a nice gatefold inner, and the theme basically of this, certainly the marketing theme is of this girl basically. Obviously, you see all the standard school photos, and then obviously it sort of changes to the cover. I'm not quite sure. I mean, lyrically, I haven't listened to this album for a while now. Certainly seems to me it's trying to make a stand, make a point about the let's say the state of the American school system. You know how dangerous it is over there sometimes, and obviously with, you know, the shootings and so forth. But it's just crazy when you think about it here in the UK that, you know, that's, you know, not something we thankfully have to you know, even think about really. But yeah, as an album, I remember it is a fantastic album. It's really like the first one. It's really catchy. It's similar to Ash in a lot of ways. Actually, I know that the two singers are friends. They said that at Bingley actually. They do have, Funeral for a Friend certainly have a harder edge to them. They had the vocals were a bit growly and stuff in parts. Very heavy riffs and so forth. Definitely more erring on the side of metal rather than sort of pop rock. Obviously Ash were more pop rock. But these guys really know how to write a tune. So they were really catchy, really commercial in some respects, and that's maybe why they certainly didn't take off at the time. In metal circles, I think they were maybe just for too, you know, the harder metal, a bit too much on the commercial side of things, and that sort of side of metal had sort of disappeared by that point. Obviously, recently with sort of new metal and sort of the emo side of things, it's sort of come back again. So maybe they're peaked a bit soon, but I'm really happy to have this. It's a fantastic album. Like I say, I picked it up at a great price. And the first album is absolute killer, and this is as good as the first album. Again, this sort of went off the boil after that, sadly. I do have the later albums, but I don't think they matched the quality of the first two. So yeah, cracking album. Good to get that. Next, go into this one. Weezer. You guys know I love my Weezer. I've shown the mobile fidelity stuff before. I only picked this one up yesterday actually. I've yet to listen to it on vinyl. But yeah, I know it's been out a couple of weeks. But with the record store day, I knew I wasn't going to get around to listening to it, so I thought I'd bide my time. That's interesting. Didn't realise that was even the case. There's multiple inserts in here. I don't know what I'm doing. So yeah, just on black vinyl. It's not the special edition white vinyl. That comes with an insert inside the sleeve, which is really strange. Wasn't expecting that, so I just put my grubby hands all over the vinyl, and a download code. So have listened to the album digitally. Fantastic album. Again, a lot of people saying, oh, yet another Weezer album, or another Back to Form album. I really loved the last album. I thought that was cracking, and I thought, you know, that was Back to Form, and it was. And this is just as strong. It is really, again, it's Weezer have that sound. I know a lot of bands have sounds. Weezer, without sort of saying that they regurgitate the same stuff over and over again, they do it with a slightly different style to it. But you know, as soon as you hear a Weezer track, you know it's a Weezer track. But this album is really good. So if you like Weezer, go out and buy it. If you don't, then don't, because it's, you know, it is without doubt a Weezer. You know, as black and white, clear as day as it is, it's a Weezer album. End of. Right, next, I'm babbling. I can't remember if I've showed you guys any Dream Theater albums before. Huge fan of Dream Theater. Big fan. I have pretty much most of their albums. There's a couple I'm still trying to get hold of in certain guises. Images and Words really want the double album, which seemed to only come out in the US. Over here we've just got the single version, and the MOV recent release is also the single version. But I think that album is such a fantastic, heavy, commercial, you know, just the album just has everything. And I think the length of it and the breadth of it deserves to be on a double album. Hence why I've not bought the single version. Anyway, so that one's a double album. This one is a 4 LP. So this is the new album, The Astonishing. As you can see, it comes in a nice big fat box, which it needs to, because essentially you have 2 double LPs here, which is just crazy basically. Again, because of that, the price wasn't exactly cheap, but I got it from my local record store, Wawa Records. That's the map that's just falling out. But each set of records, clean that, so just standard custom sleeve labels on there. But each of them have different characters on there, on each of the different inner sleeves. And get the things out. Should really come prepared. This is why I don't do videos that often. I'm just rubbish at it. But yeah, you get the idea that you've got 2 double albums. That's one. This is the first one with the Dream Theater logo on. And again, nice gatefold. And again, they have the same picture in the sleeves and so forth on there. And then you have like a map, essentially, of the world they've created. Nice little Queen reference there for you. On the other side, it's the logo. Whichever way around you want that. So it is a fantastic package, which it should be for the price. The album itself is it's a tricky one. When I first heard it was going to be a 4 LP, I thought, really? 4 LP? It's a long album. I don't remember how long it is altogether. I remember when I first heard it, which was digitally before I picked this up. It was about a week or two before Record Store Day. It's a superb album. There's lots of different mix of styles in there. You've got the heavy, sort of riff-laden, typical Dream Theater stuff, very meticulous, guitar solos, all that sort of stuff, you know, the stuff we've come to expect from Dream Theater, you know, with the progressive nature and so forth. You've got the acoustic side of things, you've got sort of more pop elements, there's more electronic sort of stuff coming through, sort of synth-laden stuff. It literally is, you know, there's something for everybody on here. I mean, the number of tracks that you've got on there, some of them short, some of them long, it is just crazy. How they put this together in some sort of order, I do not know. It is crackers, and I think I've probably listened to the album in its entirety maybe 2-3 times now. I've listened to parts of the vinyl, I haven't listened to it all. The vinyl sounds superb. As to be honest, you know, most of the Dream Theater stuff does. A lot of the stuff is available on the Music on Vinyl, the MOV label, and their stuff for the most part is pretty damn good. So quality. So yeah, Dream Theater. Without me babbling on too much longer. Fantastic package. If you don't mind paying, which I think was around the £60 mark for an album, which, you know, I'll moan about paying £30 for an album, but, you know, this is a bit different, this is a bit special, so, yeah. Talking about something special, and something I did mention to Metal Theologian, Aaron. He was asking about UK progressive rock bands, you know, sort of saying yes, weren't that great in his mind, and he wanted to sort of digress a bit further and stuff. And I mentioned Greenslade, and just so happens that a couple of days after that, popped into my local record store and they had this. Now this, something I've never seen before. I'd heard about, but this is it's a piece of music that I'm assuming was written. I don't know the background behind this, and again, it's one of those that I've come unprepared, and I should really have, you know, dug a bit deeper on it. But basically, it's David Greenslade, of Greenslade fame, obviously, and trying to find the other guy's name. If I can read this, the font on this is horrible to read. Patrick Truecliffe, I think. Apologies if I've got that wrong. But essentially, yeah, it's a 2 LP set. So you have, so each inside cover has an album on there, but then within that you have complete, this is why I try and show it without absolutely cocking it all up. So as you can see, you've got an album here, a book, which is lots and lots of pages, full of fantastic artwork, and the storyline. So the music goes along with the storyline. I'm not sure if you can all see that, but there's just pages and pages of the stuff. This was £20, so as a Greenslade fan, could not pass that up. Haven't listened to it yet, so I can't comment on the music. It certainly seems progressive in nature, judging by the instruments that are listed on the back. So there you go, some detail about Mr. Greenslade and the instruments he's used. So as you can see, horrible book to try and show up to camera. You know, you've got the Moog on there, the Mini Moog, the Poly Moog. You've got the different synths and so forth. You've got the church organ as in the picture and so forth. So yeah, so it's going to be interesting. I really need to listen to it. Maybe I should have listened to it beforehand. I'll probably mention it further down the line after I've listened to it and sort of absorbed it. I can see this is probably going to be a couple of listens worth. But yeah, it's called the Pentateuch of the Cosmology. Woodruff, yeah, Woodruff and Greenslade. I should have looked on the side there. But yeah, it's an interesting one. It's not something I've seen before. In the condition which is pretty much mint. Records look non-played at all. I gave them a clean. They look like they'd never even come out of the sleeves. So really looking forward to seeing what that's like. I know the chap did say there was another copy he'd seen, which is in the local guy, and it was battered to hell, and I think he was asking £50–60 for it. So yes, get that for 20, absolute bargain. Anyway, that's it for this one. I'll do another video, as just mentioned. So we'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.